Hi and welcome to episode 121 of the This is Reportage podcast. My name is Alan Law. I'm the founder of This Reportage and This Reportage family, and I'm a photographer too. It's an honour to chat to the fab Theo Manusaride this week. Theo is one of the best documentary photographers in the Netherlands and has won 13 awards from us for her family work, as well as 9 awards from us for her wedding work, an incredible achievement. Theo talks about both disciplines in the episode, including how she moved her entire life and business from Romania to the Netherlands on the first day of lockdown, no less. The importance of work-life balance, photographing her close friend's childbirth, why she changed her style to really focus on documentary, the story of how she captured a specific family and wedding award from us, Google Ads and tips for making it work for you, why she's a big fan of the less is more approach in life, and much, much more. Before we get on to Theo, which is a really fab episode, by the way, she's really funny and really knows her stuff. It was really lovely talking to her. Just a couple of things from me. If you missed the previous episode, I announced excitingly that we have arranged our This Reportage and This Reportage family Christmas party, which is on Monday, December the 12th, 2022. Yes, that is the euro, isn't it? Yeah. It's in London. I forgot to mention, actually, I don't know how I forgot to mention this bit, that it's actually on a boat on the Thames. So yeah, on a party boat, which is exciting, with like views of the London Eye and stuff, and the London skyline, which is nice. It's a stationary though. It's a stationary boat. The boat's not going anywhere, so don't worry if you're coming a bit later. You're not gonna miss us. We won't be sailing off into the sunset. So the boat stays there, doesn't move. Though it might slightly move a bit, I guess, but no, be fine. Don't worry if you see it. It's gonna be fine, all good. But yeah, so the party, it's a free thing we do every year for members. Members can bring a guest along too. As I say, yep, totally free. Just a great chance to let our hair down. Party. We've got a DJ to the early hours and should be fun. People have already confirmed that coming over from Germany, Ireland, France and the Netherlands, and that's just super exciting that people come from all over. I really hope you can make it. Members, yep, it's totally free. You just need to register to come along, so I can send the ticket out to you nearer the time. So just head to either the members area or the link in the latest newsletter, and you'll see the place there where you can go and RSVP, register to come. Looking forward to meeting you all there. The second thing is just a little personal thing from me. I'm currently arranging a couple of my own personal law school wedding photography workshops for early next year. I will be announcing a date soon. One of them is going to be in the UK and the other one is going to be in Ireland, in Dublin, actually. So it's exciting. Just finalising details at the moment. But if you want to be the first to know and first to chance to get a ticket. I mean, you probably had enough of me talking on this podcast, really, if you listen to a lot. But if by any chance you haven't had enough of me chatting and actually want to see me in real life, which is a lot uglier than this audio version, obviously, then yeah, you can head to my personal website, which is alanlawphotography.co.uk. That's just ALAN Law Photography, by the way. There is another Alan Law Photography, who's a guy, I never met him, but he's based up in Scotland, so like the opposite end of the UK to me. I'm down in Cornwall, but same name. Yeah, we've had a few little things before of mistaken identity, which is kind of funny, or maybe not that interesting. Anyway, yeah, so head to alanlawphotography.co.uk. You'll see my workshop page there, and you can register to go on the mailing list, and then you'll be the first to know when I announce those 2 dates. But yes, cool, enough about me, and on to Theo. Hey Theo, how you doing?
Hey Alan, good. Grab the coffee and yeah, excited to talk to you.
I'm excited to talk to you too. Thank you for joining me. It's cool. Very cool to hear your voice. Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you for asking.
Oh, thank you for saying yes. It's all great. All good. And how's, I'm going to ask, I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask about the weather, because you're in Holland, aren't you?
Well, yeah, when you ask about the weather, it's in Holland, it's mostly gray and horrible, but we had a pretty good autumn, I think. We had some good sunshine.
Okay,
yeah,
well, that's good.
Not that bad. Getting used to the new winter time nowadays.
Oh, right. Have your clocks changed and things?
Yes.
Oh, yes. As did as well. Interesting. My weather here is pretty awful. It's been awful in Cornwall, actually. So bad. It's been like torrential rains and stormy. We went out for trick-or-treating with my kids the other night, and it was just rain the whole time. Anyway, yes.
Well,
do you trick or treat?
I don't actually. Maybe when I have kids.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, it'd be a bit weird to just go as an adult, wouldn't it?
I think I would have a better excuse to do it if I have kids. I try to do it with my cat, but he's not cooperating.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, it would be strange just to go around as an adult doing it. But yeah, it was really
Yeah,
fun,
no kids around,
Yeah.
right? Just a 36-year-old woman dressed weirdly asking for sweets. That would be
Oh, you should do that though. You
weird.
should do that. It would be, but you should do it next year. It'd be so funny. That's funny.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I might try that one.
Oh, it's funny around here because I live in a sleepy village in Cornwall, but loads of the houses, really put on a great show. Loads of like scary decorations. There was a woman getting children in. Well, it sounds a bit scary saying it like this, but she was getting people inside her house a bit, and she had a voice changer, and she sounded like a real witch and stuff. It was, yeah, it was
Wow.
funny. Yeah.
In the Netherlands, what I've noticed, because I haven't been living here for a long time, what I've noticed is that there's this very long transition time between summer, autumn, and winter. And at some point, you have pumpkins in some place, and then Christmas decorations in another place, and there's still magazines and stuff about summer, and it's like very confusing if you don't know what season you're in. Everything is blended, and
That is funny. Yeah, that is confusing. Mad. And we can, I think we're allowed to talk about Christmas now because it's November, so we can talk about Christmas.
oh really? That's early. Okay.
Yeah, early. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think November the 1st, it kind of allowed. And I might have in our little Netflix quiz, because I know you've heard a few episodes, so we do a little Netflix thing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, good. there's a Christmas one in there because it's not too early now. It's okay. It's okay. But Theo, how are you in general? How has your season been? Have you finished now with your weddings?
Yes. Well, I have one more in December. It's a short one, but mostly, done at the end of September. Finished editing everything. Everything is set.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm kind of on a small break from work right now, and we'll probably get back to the in-between seasons work, which is marketing and work on the website and stuff like that. I'm good. It was actually a lot better than the past 2 years, so I'm grateful for that.
Oh, that's good. Good stuff.
It was a good season, yeah.
Cool. And have you got any more family shoots lined up for this year?
No, it's actually it's been a bit difficult to get this documentary family photography idea into a lot of heads, because what I do is I work with a lot of expats. My Dutch is not great yet, and I work with people from all around the world, and of course they all come with their own ideas of what family photography should be like. So most of my work now is about educating people and explaining to them what it's all about. And some of them, of course, are skeptical, but I think it's just part of what we need to do as documentary family photographers. It's new, it's not very well known. So yeah, I think it's just necessary to educate people about it. So more and more will know about what we do.
That is true, isn't it? It's still a big part of it, and it was one of the reasons of starting this Reportage family, just to try to help that a little bit, just to show people, just to help show people in a way that, look, you don't have to have that kind of white background studio setup, fake smiles. You can have real life captured. And
I think people need permission to sometimes to do things differently. I've heard this a lot. Like how does it go? How do we need to go about this? What do other people do? Like why do we care about what other people do? It's obvious that a lot of people are not comfortable in front of the camera. It's obvious that especially men hate the idea of having their picture taken. So why do we keep doing this to ourselves?
Yeah, that is true. I have to admit, I hate having my photo taken, to be honest. I think, my kids will grow up thinking they don't have a dad, I think, when they look back at photos, because I'm just not in them. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. No, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. No, at least once in a while, you need to be in the picture.
Yeah, I know. I need to do that. And I say that on the podcast. I still haven't had, our family photographed by someone else. I really need to do it. I do need
And you're running a documentary family photography community. That's that. I don't know, Alan.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
I know it's so bad, isn't it? It is so bad. It is so
Well,
bad.
it is what it is. And I won't use adjectives.
And my wife would love it as well. I guess the hang up's probably partly me. As I say, I do. Oh, anyway, anyway. Yeah, I need to do it. I will
Don't
do
go
it,
there.
Theo.
Don't
Let's
go
do it.
there.
No, let's. That's funny. Theo, you mentioned just what we were talking about there about your Dutch maybe not being so good. I'm sure it is great though. But so because you're originally from Romania, that's right,
Yes,
isn't it? Yes.
yes, I
And
am.
you used to be a wedding and family photographer over there, and you moved your entire business to Netherlands. And was it literally on the first day of lockdown in 2020?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't have a weird plan in mind. Oh, maybe a pandemic is coming and I should move right then and then. Yeah, of course, it was just a very unhappy coincidence. But yeah, I moved to the Netherlands on March 15th and everything closed on March 16th.
Wow, gosh. I mean, in a
It's just
way,
how it happened.
in a way, that's kind of lucky, I guess. I mean, if you'd wanted to move a few days later or a week, it
Yeah.
might have been a lot harder.
Yeah, and I actually spent some time thinking, well, what should I do? Because it was getting a bit, yeah, uncomfortable and weird about, okay, is it everything is going to close? What's going to happen? And I didn't know, should I go on the plane, not go on the plane? What should I do? But I thought, yeah, just like you said, maybe it's best to go right now because I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. So I just did it.
Wow.
And yeah, made it. My baggages barely made it too,
Yeah,
because
but that was
everything was closed.
nerve-wracking.
Like even buses and cars and everything couldn't go anywhere. So yeah,
Wow.
barely made it with everything.
What a time. I mean, moving your entire business and your life to a different country is a huge deal and big and scary enough in its own right. To be doing it around that time as well, I can't. Oh, it must have been super scary. No.
Now that I think of it, I think now it's scarier. Back then, I was just like focusing on what I had to do little by little
Mm.
and solving small problems as they emerged. And I didn't see it as the big thing that is now. Of course, in hindsight, you of course have more information. But yeah, at that point, I was like, okay, let's fix everything as it comes up. And yeah, it worked.
That's
And then
good.
I was locked inside for a couple of months.
Oh yeah. Were you with someone else or on your own
No,
or?
I was on my own.
Oh man, Theo, gosh, I can't imagine what that would have been like. That's
Yeah, pretty shitty.
yeah. I think that's a good way to sum it up. Yeah, it must have been. It must have been. So because you were a working family and web photographer in Romania. You've been doing it for quite a few years then. Had you when you made the move? Yeah, you must have been actually. Still a long time in Romania.
Yeah, I was a wedding and family photographer for about 12 years back home. And I moved to the Netherlands in 2020. So
Okay.
roughly 15 since I started.
Wow. What made you
Yeah.
make that move then? Why did you move to Holland? Why at that time and why Holland specifically?
Well, I chose the Netherlands because I was kind of bored, to be honest.
Mm.
Well, the story is very long. I won't get into details, but
Oh, that's good. Like stories, but it's up to you. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, with my then husband, we really wanted to move because of like personal reasons, healthcare reasons.
Sure.
We just wanted a different lifestyle, and the society in the Netherlands, I think, and I still think, suits my personality better and my needs. And I really wanted to be close to nature. I used to live in Bucharest, which is a 2 million people city. It's a
Wow.
really big city, lots of traffic. Worst traffic in Europe, by the way.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, no nature spots, not a lot of places to just go out and have a walk. And yeah, I have a pretty simple and slow lifestyle. That's what I aim for, at least. And I really like just going out and enjoying good quality air and quiet and nature, and I really wanted that. And I chose the Netherlands because they do respect nature a lot, and of course everybody speaks really good English there, so I thought it would be easier for my business.
That makes
And
sense.
also the expat community is pretty big, and I was very interested in learning more about different cultures and meeting people from all over the place and just experiencing more than my hometown.
Okay. Well, that sounds all great. That's cool. And you said there about people in Holland all speaking great English. You speak super English. It's like speaking to a natural born English speaker. How do you speak English so well? Is that just from school in Romania or?
Well, my parents were working a lot when I was little, so I watched a shit ton of Cartoon Network. That helped.
That's cool.
And I had a babysitter on my street. She was an English teacher. And I think that's where I got the accent, because I know it doesn't sound Eastern European. You would think I should speak like this, but I don't. So I think I got that from her. And I did study it in school. So.
Wow, cool. It's just so impressive, honestly. It's so impressive. It's so cool. And now you're in Holland, then you said that you're talking about maybe going for walks and do you live more in the kind of like more countryside type place?
I live near The Hague, so not exactly in The Hague, but in the very border with The Hague, in Rijswijk it's called. It's like a commuter's town or something like that, but I have a forest nearby. I have lots of green space, 5 minutes walking, 7 minutes walking, or even more amazing. Like I have the beach, 10 minutes by car.
Oh, nice.
I have tons of places, and I'm looking forward to getting a dog soon and hoping to walk him everywhere.
Oh, that sounds just an ideal life. It does. It's also I've got a dog. She's quite old now, like 14, but it's yeah, very lovely, very lovely. What kind of dog are you gonna get?
I'm not sure. I'm really looking into. There's this Dutch breed. It's called Friese Stabij or Stabby Hound, if you want to know the name in English. It's like a spaniel kind of dog. It's medium size, very intelligent, very curious. So I'm looking into that, but I'm not sure. I had golden retriever before, and that was like amazing dog. He was such a good dog, and it's been really hard for me to find something that suits my personality, because of course you might like border collies, but your activity level won't match the activity level of the dog. So,
yeah, it's like Tinder, isn't it? Really, but it is true, because you need one that matches your personality.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, if there's an app for that, is there an app like Tinder for matching people up with their perfect dog? That could be.
In the Netherlands, there's this app that matches you with potential dogs that are put up for adoption. So there is kind of.
No, there is definitely that is doggy Tinder. Oh, that's really cute as well. It's a bit.
That sounds it's cute and dirty at the same time. Doggy Tinder.
Yes, that's true. Oh gosh, it's funny. It's funny already. And Theo, what was it like though? You know, I mean, it's big enough with a life-changing moving to a different country, but moving your entire business and kind of having, you know, almost a start again. Well, you are really in another country. Well, I mean, I presume back in Romania, you know, you were getting referrals, probably both family-wise and wedding-wise from past clients, and then having to go to a totally different country where you've never kind of shopped before. You know, what was that like?
Well, a blessing and a curse, to be honest. It was really good that I could start all over again, because when I first started with wedding and family photography, I think it was 2007 or 2008, and things were very different back then, of course. And I got swept away. I didn't plan on becoming I don't have that kind of story. That I was always passionate about photography. Basically, what I did is I didn't like to be in front of the camera. I'm kind of an introvert, and I was always the one taking the pictures, because I just didn't want to have the attention of being in them. So I did that, and I have a bit of a problem with authority. So I wasn't the perfect employee.
Yeah, I
I
can relate.
avoided getting a job. I went into having a business when I was 19, basically, and
Wow,
I
for
just got
photographer from 19. Yeah, wow.
I just got swept away, and at some point I realized I didn't like the kind of images I was taking. Everything felt so things oriented, so a bit empty, no life. And when I decided to move to the Netherlands, I saw the opportunity of starting all over again. And documentary family photography and wedding photography made sense in my head. Of course, I barely knew anything about it, but it just clicked when I saw that things can be done differently than posy images of brides and grooms and nice shoes and dresses hanging and stuff like that. So I saw it as an opportunity to just reinvent myself. And what I did was, basically changed everything, changed my branding, changed my style, changed my website, changed everything.
Wow, it's so cool to hear. It's really inspirational, I think. And I think people will find that, yeah, as I say, so inspirational to hear. So yeah, you changed, like, did you take away all those kind of like those dresses hanging on the trees and stuff, that kind of images? Did you?
Yeah, I started doing, I tried doing more documentary photography in Romania. It didn't really work because, as you said, I was getting referrals already. I didn't do anything about advertising myself. Everything went organically. So I started doing more documentary photography in Romania already. So I had kind of a bit of a different portfolio when I moved to the Netherlands, but then I had to do more work. So it was a bit weird at some point between all the posy images and all the transitioning into documentary. There was like a pause where not a lot of things were happening, not a lot of inquiries were coming in. But it takes time. It takes time even if you don't change everything about your business. When you move to a different place, not even a different country, maybe just a different town.
That's
of course,
true.
it takes time. So, yeah, I just hung in there. I'm still alive, so.
Wow, gosh, I mean, it's so brave. It's so cool. It really is inspirational to hear. I'd be so scared. Yeah, as you say, just moving to another kind of like county and starting again would be a big deal, let alone a
Yeah.
different country, different culture, different language and stuff. It's mad. Did you know anyone in Holland before you came over?
I had a couple of friends in Amsterdam, but no, not really.
Wow, man, it's so cool, Theo. It's so cool. And so you changed from being more kind of more posed, more stylized. Was that in families as well? When you started doing family work, was it more kind of lifestyle kind of photography, less
Yeah,
documentary?
definitely. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
cool.
And mini shoots are a big thing in Romania. I think not only, but everybody went crazy about Christmas minis and stuff like that. And
Oh yeah.
that was a lot of my work, kinds of mini shoots for Mother's Day and Christmas and autumn with pumpkins and posy stuff and then matching sweaters. And that's exactly the opposite of what I want now. Like, I literally have mentioned on my website that we can do better than matching sweaters in
Yeah.
family photography.
That's a great thing to say. That's so cool. Did you have like a marketing plan in mind? When you were, I'm gonna move to Holland now. Did you have an idea in your head how you were gonna kind of attract new clients? Did you put money into search engine optimization and stuff, or is it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did work with somebody for my SEO, and I learned Google Ads. So I've been doing Google Ads for about 4 years now.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
about a year and a half before I moved, I think I started
Yeah,
doing it. Yeah,
that's
basically
clever.
Google Ads was my strategy.
Oh, that's
And
all good.
the
Yeah.
end.
No. Well, that's so good.
Marketing strategy, Google Ads, the end.
Well, it's a great one. It's a great one. It's obviously working for you, and that is really interesting as well, because it's not something we've spoken about that much on the podcast. Actually, it's actually how I began my photography career as well, because I got like something through the post from Google with like £100 free clicks, years ago, like 10 years ago now, and that's how I got my first customers, was using Google Ads. So do you use it kind of regularly then for both your wedding and family work, or just one?
Yes.
Yeah, for both. Cool.
For both, all the time, all year round. Of course, I tweak it. I do focus more on family photography when I know it's the right season, so I won't stress over it when kids are on vacation, because when kids are on vacation in the Netherlands, you can't do anything about it. Like, everybody's out of the country. Okay, right. Now it's a low season. We wait for kids to come back, and then so I did try to be mindful of when the season is for everything, and concentrate on my ads accordingly. But otherwise, I do it constantly. I do a couple of ads, not exactly ads, but I do post in expat groups. That also helps sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, but not a lot of social media. I'm not a big fan of the whole Instagram, Facebook conundrum, and whatever else there's there. I didn't even touch TikTok. Like, I skipped that altogether.
And me, totally. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Honestly, I don't do that at all. Yeah,
I feel so old sometimes. I see myself thinking of TikTok like my parents used to think of the internet. Like, what is this sorcery?
It's true, isn't it? I literally have no idea what it is. Like little dancing videos and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, but
challenges and stuff.
Yeah, I know some photographers do. Some photographers are having some good success on there, but it just seems like you have to be. It's so well. It's not image led, is it? It's all just little videos, and I just can't be doing little videos of me like dancing around or something.
It doesn't make sense. Like, we don't do that. We do photography.
Yeah.
Why do I have to film myself for that? Yeah, it doesn't make sense in my head. Also, of course, other people are having great success with it, and that's great. It just doesn't do it for me. Like, social media in general, I think it's such a big, time-consuming thing that I know it's necessary. I know it's unavoidable, but as much as I can, I try to be present in my life and not in virtual life.
Yes, I think that is so good. That's something I want to ask you about actually later on, because I read that on your site as well. Yeah, the whole social media thing, I'm like you, kind of. Yeah, I don't embrace I use it to show my photos, but I don't embrace the side where I should be showing kind of more of my personality and stuff. And I just feel like, I don't know, I start each wedding season with this thing that I'm going to maybe do a few Instagram stories at weddings, and I will do like it on my first one. And then I'm like, are people really interested in this kind of behind the scenes stuff of my life? I'm not even interested in my kind of life at times. So, it's like,
It just doesn't suit you. It's fine.
Yes, that's true. That's a great attitude. Yes, you're so right there, because so many of us, photographers, we think we have to be great and do everything, and you're right. We don't have to. We just do the stuff that appeals to us.
Yeah.
That's so right. Just going back to Google Ads, quickly, because I'm sure some people will be very interested in that. Do you have any just general bits of advice and tips? Anything that's kind of helped you and not spending a ridiculous amount of money, but still getting the customers coming in from AdWords?
I do have. Well, the main thing is, just like with any tool, you need to read the fucking manual.
Yeah.
So if you want to get into Google Ads and you don't want to pay somebody else to do it, and I would recommend not paying somebody else to do it unless you have somebody who's really amazing and you can afford it. But if you just want to start with it and you don't have a big budget and you're just trying to get somebody to do it for not a lot of money, it's probably not going to work for you. So I think it's best to just go through all the information that Google is giving us, because they do give us the information about how to advertise on it. So if you have the time and the patience, you should go through that, and you will have all the information you need. That's what I did. At least I just took the trainings Google offered me for free, and it took a long time. I think it took me about half a year to learn Google Ads, but
Worth
I'm
it though.
kind of independent now. So do
That's
your
really
research, read all the information, do your research about keywords, and don't try to spread yourself everywhere. Try to concentrate on a couple of keywords that work well. Try to concentrate on local advertising, so restricting your area to a specific a few towns maybe, or a country that suits you, and go from there. If it's not enough, widen it. If it's too much, narrow it.
That's all great bits of advice. Do you keep track as well on like how much you're kind of spending per kind of booking? Like, do you keep track of
No, I
that?
have a
No.
budget per year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a specific. Well, also because I don't really have like a lot of clients, so I basically do around 20 weddings a year and maybe 20, 30 family sessions a year.
Cool.
Or
Those
other
are nice
kinds of
numbers.
sessions. Yeah, I don't have like this big volume that I need to keep constant track of what I spend and what I get out of it. It's not a lot of money. I think I maybe to 150 euros a month, maybe.
Oh wow,
Google
gosh,
Ads.
that's well worth it then. If that's working for you at that amount, because that's not loads. That's really good.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money, and it's enough. I don't want to work a lot. I like my work-life balance. I care about my mental health. I invest my time in what is important to me, and I prefer to not work a lot, but have peace in mind, and sleep well at night. And
I totally get that. There is far more to life than photography and money. And I think you say that on your website. And I was like, when I read it, I was like, yes, that is so true, Theo. It's so true. And I also read on your site that you're a big fan of the less is more approach in all aspects of life. And then you're kind of just talking about it there. But yeah, can you tell us just more about that in general then? Your kind of whole kind of life ethos? I just think that's great.
yeah, I see money as the opposite of money is time, in my opinion, and for me at least. So if I want more time, I probably will need to have less money. Or if I want more money, I need to invest more time in that. So I try to balance those things, because of course I do need to make a living and I do need to pay the bills, but at the same time, if I need more, I need to work more. So for me, the balance is this, like 20 max weddings, and I do a lot of small weddings, like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, even an hour sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And most of my other weddings are around 8 or 9. And I think that gives me a good amount of time to create a good story, but also not get overworked. I can still concentrate very well. I can still be present. I can still be in the moment. I'm not that tired. So it's always this balance between time and money for me.
I think that's so cool. It's so cool.
And that also means that I don't buy a lot of stuff. I'm a minimalist. I try to keep everything that I care about. Of course, I invest. I don't think I'm cheap. I'm very intentional with what I do in my photography, in my life, in my spending, in my earnings. I'm very present, and I know exactly what I want and what I need to work for and how much I need to work for. And yeah, I just pay a lot of attention.
That's super. It's super cool. It's so cool to hear. And I just, yeah, it's just so important. There's just so much more to life than just, so many wedding photographers or photographers in general think they have to be shooting as much as possible, getting as many bookings as possible. And then, you could look back at your life like 10 years later and just think, what have you been doing? Just working all that time for what? It's like,
yeah. And that just leads to burnout, honestly. Like, just working without having, like, you need to know where to stop. Everybody needs boundaries, right? So what's my boundary? How much can I work so it's not going to tilt the scale in the burnout direction.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. Did you always, feel like this about life in general, not materialistic, whilst you were living in Romania, or is this something that kind of, changed when you moved to Holland?
No, it started changing. I did have a couple of burnouts. So my first burnout was when I was an intern in an advertising agency. I was 18 or 19. That's when I discovered I have a problem with authority, although my parents were telling me that for years. So after my first burnout, I went into entrepreneurship, and I was working a lot in 2014, 2015. I was doing maybe close to 30 weddings a year. And
Right.
in Romania, weddings are not as short as like in the Netherlands, for example. We do 16-hour long weddings,
Wow, gosh.
at least 16 hours. My first wedding, my first paid gig was 24 hours.
No, 24 hours.
Yeah, well, that was back in 2008, I think. But yeah,
What?
24 hours.
That's mad. What time did you begin then? And
I started at 7 a.m. when I was at the hairstyling salon or something. And I think I finished at around 7 a.m. the next day when the band was clearing, and I was still waiting for my money because, cards and stuff like that weren't like a thing back then.
okay, yeah. Wow, 24-hour coverage. Wow. How many images did you take at that wedding?
I don't remember.
No.
I know what I remember is I called my mom at 8 or 9 p.m. crying, and I told her I can't do this.
Yeah, don't blame me. Wow. And that was your first wedding, was it?
That was my first paid gig, yeah.
Wow.
Back in 2008.
Were you like thinking, oh, my days are all weddings, like 24-hour jobs? I can't do this. That's mad.
Well, that was a very specific happening. It wasn't like the regular deal. Usually, the weddings in Romania last more than 16 hours or
Right, okay.
around the 16-hour mark. So, yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted
30,
you.
Yeah, no worries.
That's fine,
25, 30 weddings a year like this. Yeah,
Wow.
of course, it leads to burnout.
Yeah.
So I had to 2014, 2015, and I already began to think like this is not sustainable. Something needs to change. And in 2018, I was already trying to do something else. Like let's find the people that think like me and work for them. I was already trying to do that, but it was really hard because referrals just go organically, and I was stuck somehow. And in 2018, my dad suddenly died, and I think that put things in perspective more for me. I was more aware of my own mortality, and I said, fuck it, I can't live like this. I need to change. I'm not happy. I'm not only not happy, I'm miserable. At least not miserable. Let's work towards that. So, yeah, I made some changes in my lifestyle and in my work as well.
Oh, sorry to hear about your father there. But yeah, I totally respect your kind of change in life ethos, and I totally understand it as well, and I feel exactly the same way. And so you're not going to be on Amazon on Black Friday then, like seeing what the latest?
No, I don't buy from Amazon.
Oh, do you not in general? No. Right. Okay. Right, cool. Cool. Okay. Theo, let's change tack slightly, and I think you know where I'm going to go with this.
Oh yes, this is when I need to say, well, I don't know, Alan. I'm not sure I know all these movies you're talking about.
That is it. That is what you need to say. That's so funny.
Okay. Yes, Alan. What are we going to do now?
So, Theo, yeah, we are going to. Do you watch much Netflix or TV?
Ooh, yes, sometimes.
Oh, this is funny. So, yeah, Theo obviously knows what's coming next. But if you're a first-time listener, I'm going to, just for fun, just ask Theo some synopses of either a movie or a series. And we are going to see if she can get it. Hopefully you enjoy playing along at home. I like this. So, yeah. So are you ready for your first one?
Yes.
Okay, so as I said before, it is November, so this is we can talk about Christmas. So that is a clue. Now, what this is a movie, okay, and
Okay.
it might be Christmas themed.
Home Alone.
Okay, it's not. It's a good guess. It's a good guess. I love that film. That's a classic, though, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah.
That yeah. Okay.
It
Okay.
still
So,
plays every year in Romania, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
how does it? Oh, yeah. It's great. Yeah, I love it. Have you seen the sequel?
No, there's a sequel.
Oh, it's so good, honestly. Yeah, it's called Home Alone 2: Lost in New York. I think it's called Lost in New York.
Oh, dude, that's like 20 years old.
Oh, yes, I know. Yeah, but it's so good still. I think it's almost better than the first one.
Yeah, no, I've seen that one.
Oh, you have? Okay, cool. Okay, that's
Okay,
good.
shoot.
Okay. So, raised as an oversized elf, Buddy travels from the North Pole to New York City to meet his biological father, who doesn't know he exists and is in desperate need of some Christmas spirit.
It's the Buddy the Elf, or
Yeah. Well, yeah. You got it. It's called Elf. Yes, you know it. Yes, cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you seen it?
No, but I have
You never seen it?
No, I have this weird memory where I forget my mom's birthday, but I remember shitty stuff.
Well, that was a good one. Gosh, you need to watch Elf though. It's so good. It's like one of the best Christmas films.
Well, we're getting closer to Christmas, so I'm going to make my wish list for movies.
Yes, do it. Put that on your list. Put that. Do you like Christmas films in general?
Not in particular, but if it's a good one, why not?
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, I do. I love Christmas films. I love just like kind of romantic comedy Christmas films. Like I just love the beginning of the season, just being able to watch those. You know, like the rubbish ones that Netflix make or whatnot. But
Oh
it's
yeah,
so good.
yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Okay. So 1 out of 1 so far, Theo. This is good. Okay. So this next one is a series. It's not on Netflix, but it's like a big HBO or something, big American thing. Anyway. Okay. So. An internal succession war within House Targaryen at the height of its power, 172 years before the birth of Daenerys Targaryen.
I guess it's Game of Thrones.
It is. It's the prequel series. Yes, it's
Yeah?
the prequel series that's just came out a few months ago. Yeah. Did you watch much Game of Thrones?
No, I didn't, but I just assume when I hear words I don't understand,
Yeah,
it's about Game of Thrones.
Well, that's true. I will give you that because it is. It's a Game of Thrones prequel series. Yeah. So it's called House of the Dragon. It's we're kind of halfway through. So yeah, did you not watch any Game of Thrones then?
No.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody's been bugging me about it, so it's definitely on my. It's not even on my wish list. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, on your to-do. That's funny. Well, that's cool. In a way, I'd quite like not to have seen it, so I've got it to all watch again. You've got 8 seasons of amazingness.
I always say, like, I'm pretty sure it's going to grab me and keep me in front of the TV, but I need to like have 2-3 months to do it or something.
Yes, that is true. You do need months for that. Yeah, because each
It
episode
just
is like
seems like a very big commitment.
Yeah, I get that. But it's a worthwhile one. It is a worthwhile one.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Okay, so 2 out of 2. I'm gonna give you that 2 out of 2. So your final one, Theo. This is a series, Netflix. It's a reality TV series. As a clue, do you like reality TV?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, that's cool. I love it as well. Love it. Okay, so the synopsis. The elite real estate brokers at the Oppenheim Group sell the luxury life to affluent buyers in LA. The drama ramps up when a new agent joins the team.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Ah, cool. Okay. It's so good. It's called Selling Sunset.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
Oh, honestly, it's so good. It's about real estate, brokers in LA. So they sell these multi-million-dollar houses, but it's less about the houses. It's more about these relationships between all.
Of course, it is.
Yeah, I know. But honestly, it's so good. The drama is so good. I love it. Oh, that's cool. Well, that was really good though, Theo. 2 out of 3. That is really good. Very good.
I don't suck. Yay.
No, you don't. No, I was surprised to give you, but no, there isn't. But anyway. Okay, Theo, let's go back to your photography. And I read on your site that you photograph over 350 families now, which is amazing. Are there any particular shoots that really stand out in your memory for some reason? Perhaps something funny happened or everything came together to make the perfect shoot, or perhaps something went wrong or was particularly challenging? Just any that stand out for you?
Um, the one thing that comes to mind is back in May, my best friend gave birth, and I promised her that I would record that for
Oh
her.
wow.
So she wanted it, and I said, "Yeah, of course." I don't do birth. I just think it's too stressful and too complicated to accommodate in a schedule. So
Mm.
I'm not looking into getting into birth photography, but I did want that experience for myself and for me and my friend, like a bonding experience for us.
Well, yeah.
And yeah, I went. She lives in Belgium. I went to Belgium about the time that she was due, and we waited together for about 10 days for something to
Oh,
happen, and nothing happened. And at some point, I was like, yeah, I don't know how long I can wait anymore.
yeah.
I
I gotta
kind
get
of need to
home.
get back home. And then it started. And that was the most intense experience in my life. It was 57 hours
Wow.
from the first moments in which we knew like it's going down until when the baby was born. So for 57 hours, I was part photographer, part sla- friend slash midwife.
Yeah, sure. Wow. Gosh, what an experience. Was it a home birth or was it in hospital or?
No, it was a hospital birth, but for the first 48 hours, we kind of waited at home and went to the hospital from time to time. So
Mhm.
she spent a couple of hours in the hospital on the first night, and then a couple of hours in the hospital the second night, and finally she was admitted. And yeah, so I think it was baby was born on Monday, and everything started on Saturday morning. So
Wow.
yeah, it
Gosh.
was pretty intense.
Wow. Yeah. And what was the actual experience like of photographing the birth when it happened? Because I've never done it. I just like, wow, such respect to people who do it. But what was it like?
The actual birth was really short. The moments before were so long and so intense, but the actual birth went like this. It was 20 minutes. It was done. I
Right.
don't
Okay.
remember much. I remember that everybody in the hospital kept making room for me. Like, you need to be in there. Like, get in there. Get
Oh, that's
closer.
cool.
Come on, go into the, yeah, go next to the doctor. Yeah, go, go. It's like, why is everybody accommodating me?
Yeah, but you wouldn't
Feels
expect
weird.
that.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I
That's
was
really
right
cool.
there.
Wow. Were they quite used to having photographers there then, or just
I
they just
think
love nice?
so. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had like this they gave me information when I first went to the hospital with her. Well, like, yeah, this is going to take a while. You might want to go home. Well, I'm not exactly just a photographer, so I think I'm going to stay.
Yeah, yeah, sure. What a bonding experience with you and your friend then as well. That's a
It was
special
so
thing.
intense. Oh my God, Alan, I got back home and I wasn't myself for 2 weeks. I
Mm.
felt dizzy. I think I was so immersed in what was happening that my head just needed a bit of time to go back
Yeah.
to reality. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, I can understand that. And what amazing things you've been able to, those images, just priceless that you're able to give your friend as well. It's yeah, amazing. That's so cool. It's so cool. So cool. So as you say though, yeah, I get the kind of maybe not wanting to do it as a kind of a business thing because that whole scheduling thing is a big thing, isn't it? You have to be on call so much for so long.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. I know people do it, and I admire and respect them
Mm,
greatly. It seems so hard. Like, yeah, chapeau.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not for me. I like my day in the life shoots. I even like the short shoots for families, like 1.5 hours. I think it makes sense. But
Sure.
yeah, I have great respect for birth photographers.
Yes, totally agree, totally agree. And on the subject of your family work, one of your specific Reportage Family Awards that I wanted to ask you about, I think is really cool. It's a black and white shot of two girls, and I think it's the first image on your family page on your website as well. It's one where the girl is jumping on the left of the frame, and the
Yeah,
one on the right is pouring water from a watering can, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, I love how dynamic the shot is, but also the mystery, and I'm not too sure what's going on. I love it. It's so cool. Can you tell us more about that image?
Yeah, they were actually jumping on a trampoline.
Oh, it was a trampoline. Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Cool.
But I think I spent around half an hour on that image, and I took maybe 1,000 shots, maybe more.
Oh, wow, that's cool. That's so cool for people to hear how you work the scene like that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, kids are going to do what they like again and again and again. So I hoped for that, and I just kept tweaking it, and I shot through it, and yeah, I have this shot that I like. I like the dynamics. I like how the water is falling. I like the expression on the little girl's face.
Yeah. And how the
Her,
one is kind of
yeah,
jumping mid frame in the left as well. I love that.
yeah, exactly. And her eyes are following that. I think it's cool. And the ballerina feet of the other girl, and yeah, yeah. I got lucky also because you work sometimes you work on images a long time and nothing comes out of it, but I got lucky with that one.
Well, is it luck though? You know, is it? I don't. You know, you were working in it. You knew something could happen. It could be great here, and you worked it to get the best possible shot. So,
Well,
you know.
I think it's a lot about luck, and honestly, like you can do everything right, and the image just doesn't work.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I get that, and I say it a lot as well that the luck is a big deal. But I do also believe that you increase your luck, your chance of getting something good if you see the opportunity and you're working on it
Yeah.
as you did there.
You set yourself up for success, but
Yes.
success is not just up to you.
No, I guess that's true. That's true in life, isn't it? That's true.
Yeah.
But that's cool. It's cool to hear that you spent 30 minutes on that kind of same shot. That's really cool. And I wanted to ask one of you about your wedding awards as well, because you've won almost a similar amount of awards. Well, it is a similar amount of awards on both our sites, which is incredible. You know, it's so cool. It's so good at what you do. It's so cool.
Thank you.
And one of your specific wedding reportage awards that I really like is one of the bride kind of peering out from inside a doorway. It's a black and
Yeah,
white one as
yeah.
well. I love the symmetry of that, and I love the way the kind of the two statues on either side seem to be kind of
Yeah,
looking
you
at
saw
her.
that.
Yeah, it's so cool. Can you tell us more about that one?
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting a lot of attention about that image because it's a bit subtle.
Yeah, I guess so.
My thought was like somebody really needs to pay attention to it to see what's going on there, because for people who are just listening to us and don't know the image, the bride is peeking out a door, and to her right there's a statue of somebody holding their hand towards her, and on the other side there's the same statue that's pointing the other direction. So I was just waiting for the bride to come out to head towards the ceremony place. And I was expecting her to come up with her brother. I wanted to be ready for that. And I was a bit closer because I also wanted to follow her down the aisle. But then I saw the two statues, and I hoped that I would get a good picture of her coming out and the two statues. So I kind of risked it. It couldn't have worked. It could have worked. I don't know, but yeah, I got this one that I really didn't expect. Like, this was even better than what I hoped. Just a good picture of her and her brother coming out of the building, but she peeked just before to make sure that nobody's seeing her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got lucky again.
Well, it's not though. Again, is it? You took the risk. You knew what you were doing. The way that you even saw that opportunity, you saw those statues and realized this would be great with her coming out with her brother maybe as well. I mean, that's proper next level stuff. You know, the vast majority of us, I think, don't see that kind of possibility. I think so.
I think it's also because I started all over again. So I was already a big risk taker when I moved to the Netherlands. I thought, yeah, well, let's go all the way. Let's stop doing safe shots. Let's see what happens.
That's really cool, though. Yeah, I mean that's really cool. It is really important. Are you still like that now, then? Because I was going to ask you, because you've been a photographer for like 15 years now.
Almost, yeah.
Almost 15 years, which is honestly, it is a long time in our industry. It's kind of a long time in any industry, really, and it's amazing. I was going to say, do you have any thoughts or tips on how you keep things kind of fresh and exciting for yourself? How you keep the passion for it after doing it so long? Is part of that, being a risk taker then, and not doing the safe shots anymore?
Well, for me, the change from more posy shots to documentary changed everything and reignited my interest in photography. So that worked for me. If you're already doing documentary photography and you feel bored, I wouldn't know what to say to you.
No, that's true.
See what you don't like about what your work means right now, and see how you can change that. Maybe it's the text on your website. Maybe it's the kind of clients that come to you. Maybe it's your packages. Maybe just stop doing what you don't like doing.
That's so true, isn't it? It's a good way to live life in general as well. Stop doing what you don't want to do.
Of course, everything is about compromise. You can't just, this is what I'm going to do from now on and risk it all. Of course, we have commitments and we have responsibilities, but as much as possible, if you don't at least try to model your life and your work according to your values and what you feel would work for you, at least you should at least you should try. You deserve that. You can try to make your life better. At least try.
That's so true. Yeah, that's so true. You speak so well, by the way. I mean, I don't just mean your English, but you speak so eloquently and really well. It's so cool listening to you. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Really cool. And you mentioned that again, just talk about taking risks and things. Do you shoot with a second shooter often? So you can take more risks. Mostly no. Cool. Yeah, no. Similar to me. I've never had a second. So why for you do you shoot more on your own then?
I think I'm just used to it. And I tried working with other people for a couple of times, and I felt like teaching somebody to work with you comes with a learning curve, of course. And when I shoot, at least I'm so immersed and so focused on what I do that I can't really pay attention to anybody else. So that's just how I work. I think that's how my brain functions.
Yeah.
I also believe that we are not meant to multitask as people. I don't think multitasking exists, at least not in a way that you can also be productive and provide a good end result. So at least for me, it doesn't work because I need to be completely focused. I need to be immersed. I need to be in the moment. I need to pay attention, and having somebody else to worry about just kind of sets me off my course.
Yeah, I totally get that.
I just got used to it. I think I don't have another answer for that. And I just need to, if I can be by myself, I can control myself. I can work towards what I need. I don't want distractions.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that is really the reason why I've never had a second photographer. Is that I just don't want to be having to thinking about someone else or worrying about what they're doing or whatnot. And and also I have enough of my own awful images to look back at the end of the day. I don't want to look at thousands more as well. So no,
yeah, that too. Some people might call us control freaks.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yes.
But it's cool though. So you work mostly on your own, but you still have the confidence to take risks on the day. Both weddings and families. That's cool.
Yeah, of course. I do weigh in on the moments. So I wouldn't take a big risk during the first kiss or other irrepeatable, very small, quick moments. I would probably not do that, but I do try to push myself a bit more. And if I don't try it, even if it's a bit scary, I still need to try it. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just stuck in my comfort zone where I've been, and it's not great.
I get that. Yeah, it is one way to help keep it fresh for ourselves. And if you don't try things as well, sometimes they're not going to work, obviously, but you never know unless you try as well. And that's a fun thing about it, I think.
Yeah. And if you don't try things, you never know what you actually like. You actually started liking things because you tried them and you like them. So
That is true. Oh, you need to tell my kids that about food. They just won't try new food. They won't try new food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to tell them that. It's so true. It's true. So, and also, Thea, as well as your own photography, both family and weddings, you also teach and mentor other photographers. I saw on your site, which is really cool. Can you tell us a bit more about your mentoring? How long have you been doing that?
Yeah, so I did a couple of workshops back home in Romania a couple of years ago, and I felt like it wasn't yet for me. And I think in the second or third lockdown, I don't remember exactly, but definitely during the pandemic, I started trying different things, and I looked into coaching, and I'm getting my certification in that. And I think I'm finally in a place where I can give back something that's meaningful and something that would actually help other people. I think I have enough experience and I feel confident enough right now to actually say, I can help you, I can do something for you. Because I also think that sometimes photographers do workshops or coach other people just because they would like, to round up their revenue. But
Mhm.
for me, at least, I feel like I need to be confident with myself in the place that I am in my life. And I learned enough lessons that I can actually teach somebody else. And I feel I'm finally there. I'm not doing a lot of coaching or mentoring. I try to keep it to a bare minimum because I also think that you can't really teach tens of people and give them the attention that they need. And what I want to do is maybe work with one or two at a time, but I can be fully focused on their needs and what they want to achieve. And I don't even focus just on photography. I focus a lot of on work-life balance and mental health, and that's what I want to do. And I think my experience and my burnouts and my life changes can benefit other people, not just photographers, just people who happen to be photographers.
Well, I'm sure, and just from speaking to you, I can tell how well you talk and how knowledgeable you are, and I'm sure you would give so much. People would get so much from mentoring sessions with you. So that's really cool. So I'm sure you'd be able to do that for wedding and family photographers. And as you say, you don't even need to be photographers, I guess.
Yeah, we just happen to share similar experiences, and that of course helps make things easier, and that puts us on the same spot somehow. But
Mm,
so it helps to get things going. But I do want to focus a lot more on work-life balance and not exactly happiness, because contentment is a better word. Just making people feel at ease with what they do, and uh, feeling that they are in a place where they're okay. I
that's
also
so.
believe a lot of in thriving, not just progress. I think that we can sit still and be okay like this. We don't need more. We're
Mhm.
okay just like we are right now.
That's inspirational as well. Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. And people listening now, I'll be including a link through to Theo's website and her mentoring page. So really do check it out and get in touch. Because I know what you do would be awesome. Yeah, it's cool. Theo, just look down. We've spoken for nearly an hour, and I know I say it all the time, but it has flown by. It has
It
really
has
flown
flown
by.
by.
Yeah, it's been so fun talking to you. I still got time for another question, but I just want to say, honestly, I've so loved talking to you. You're so
Love
cool. It's
talking to you,
really
Alan.
cool.
It was
Oh,
really, really fun.
really enjoyed it as well. Really enjoyed it. So let's do one more question. Let's do I like this one. So okay, what would be your top tips or bits of advice or just your thoughts to help someone become better at the documentary side of what we do? So whether that could be weddings or families or both, just any idea, any thoughts on how we could get a bit better at our documentary coverage.
Yeah. So I would say pay attention, be part of whatever is happening. Pay attention to what's happening. Leave your expectations of what should happen at home and just pay attention. Be in the moment. Be part of whatever it is. If it's a wedding speech, okay. If it's two kids playing in the sand, okay. Be with them. Try to be present in what they are doing and try to be interested in whatever it is that's happening. That's my biggest tip. It's like a form of meditation.
Yeah, I guess it is,
Just be
isn't it?
there.
Probably being in that moment. And that's, as you say, not having an expectation of how that moment should pan out as well. Just
try to see whatever is happening through their eyes. Try to think of how this feels for them.
That's so
and see
true.
what
That kind of
happens.
empathy. Great advice. That's so true. It's so true. Do you find that, personally for you, have you found that quite easy to be in the moment like that? Or is it something that comes from experience the more you shoot? Or, I don't know.
I think it for me, it's easier if it started to be easier when I was more honest with myself and when I started doing more work that spoke to me personally. That's when I could connect better. That's when I could pay better attention. That's when I could immerse myself into what I was doing. Otherwise, I was always having thoughts like, I don't like this. Why the fuck am I here? What am I doing with my life?
No, that makes total sense.
When I started doing work I actually liked, I could actually be part of it. I could actually be present and more interested in whatever it was that was happening. So it was a process, definitely.
That makes total sense. Wow. Yeah, total sense. Awesome. Also, so good, Theo. I so love talking to you. Thank you so much.
Love talking to you, Alan.
It's been awesome, honestly. So cool. So cool. Anyone listening now, do head to thisreportage.com or thisreportagefamily.com, and I'll include, as I say, link through to Theo's sites and those two separate awards, the Wedding Award and Family Award. One of her numerous that she's won from us and from other awards bodies as well, not just TIR and TIRF. And hopefully I'll get to meet you in the flesh one day. That would be awesome. Have you been to England before?
A couple of times. And Cornwall is actually on my bucket list.
Oh, cool.
Actually, for England, yeah.
Oh,
so
well, definitely let me know.
See you.
Yeah, honestly, that'd be so cool if you came down. Definitely let me know. And because, you could photograph my family and then I wouldn't be so bad, as well.
Don't say it twice.
No, but honestly, definitely let me know if you're down in Cornwall. It'd be so cool. It'd be cool.
Yes, Alan, and definitely take another look at why you're not in the pictures. Really.
Have you not seen my face? There's a good reason why I'm not in photos.
That's a good excuse. Yeah, no. Keep searching.
Okay, awesome. And Theo, you need to watch Elf and you need to watch Game of Thrones.
Yes, I know. You're right. I know.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks again talking. It's so cool.
Thank you also.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the 121st episode of the This Is Reportage podcast. I thoroughly enjoyed chatting to Theo. I laughed so much then, and she talked so well. Really enjoyed it. Hope you did too. Head to thisisreportage.com or thisreportagefamily.com for a link to her website, her mentoring, and to see the couple of awards she spoke about too. We now have 121 episodes of the podcast available where we speak to wedding and family photographers from all over the world. If you like this episode, delve into our back catalogue for lots more. If you're not a member of This Reportage or This Reportage family, check out all the benefits of joining us, including an unlimited number of images on your profile, 60 individual award and 18 story award entries per year, invites to our physical meetups and parties, exclusive discounts, hours of educational videos featuring tips and advice from some of the world's best photographers, and much more too. Submissions are open now for our next award collections. The deadline is the same for both our wedding site and our family site. Submit by 23:59 GMT on the 23rd of November 2022. And hopefully I'll get to see you in December for the TIR and TIRF Christmas party in London. Remember, this is a totally free event for members and you can bring a guest along as well. Just remember to RSVP via the link in the members area or newsletter. If you're not a member yet, there's still time to join and come along to the party as well. Hopefully see you there. No poses, nothing staged. This is Reportage. And this is bye for now.